Hello Aquarius, this is your September 15th to September 30th, 2016 read. For the main read, I'm using the Vision Quest Tarot by Guyan S. Winter and Joe Dose, D-O-S-E with an accent mark at the end in case I'm saying that wrong. And for the advice cards, the Magical Unicorns deck by Doreen Virtue. One of her older decks that I very much love, and I thought I'd get it out to help us out. As usual, decks have been pre-shuffled, so let's go ahead and get right to it. I feel like that's how that's supposed to go. Okay. Now this is interesting. As with the other reads from earlier today, I'm going to do the same in the sense of I'm going to put the advice cards right out in the beginning because I feel like that's helping the picture take form quicker. That way I don't yammer around too long. Your overall energy for this time frame, the Son of Earth. And in this sense, when I'm looking at this card, because I always read the cards based on the energy I'm getting off them, I feel like he has a lot to give. I feel like he's very dedicated to making things work out. He's very dedicated to doing his part, and he's a stable, reliable person. That's the overall energy I'm getting for you for this time frame. And it's interesting because as we go in here, we have the Mother Water. We have Finish What You Started, and right above that, Love from Your Parents. And what I'm getting from this, especially with these three all together, I feel like you are dedicated and you're continuing on or finishing up something that you've already said you would. I feel like there's a connection to someone that you feel dedicated to, and you're doing your part. And I feel like that's really like how this energy is coming through, especially with the overall energy. Like you're very dedicated to doing that. You're helping someone out. You said you would, and you're continuing with that. It's a person that definitely means a lot to you. As we go forward, I'm noticing that this has an interesting situation. And what I mean by that is right below the Mother of Water in the environmental section, we have the Six of Earth, which I feel like they're very, very appreciative of how you help. Appreciative? Mom, I can't speak today. They're very appreciative of your involvement and what you've done. I feel like they're very, very happy and very thankful that you're there. So in some sense, like if it's an older parent or if it's something where you're helping someone out and they need that extra help to get things done, maybe watching some kids or cleaning something up or taking care of some errands, something along those lines, whatever you're doing, I feel like it's making a big difference to them, and they really, really are benefiting from it and are extremely thankful that you're there. What's interesting, as we go forward with this situation, in the environmental section as well, I have the Moon trumped by the Lovers, which it makes me feel like their attention may seem divided between you and someone else. And I don't feel like, I'm not sure exactly how this, I mean, in some cases it could be you're helping someone out that you're romantically connected with. I'm thinking like most of you that's not the case. But I do feel like whatever the connection is, I feel like you're kind of looking at them thinking they have a connection with someone outside of the family, outside of the circle of friends that you're used to. And I don't know, there's something's going on with them on the outside that I feel like when these are kind of like flipping back and forth. In a lot of cases, they may not be around as much and they need your help and you might not know what it is they're doing. In other cases, you're kind of aware of them either dating or something like that, but I feel like it's more time for them just to de-stress. It's very interesting because I feel like they're recharging their batteries. Like the person you're helping is feeling very worn out and like overtaxed in a sense. And I feel like they're taking this time that they're very appreciative you're helping out with, and they're just kind of re-energizing their batteries. I feel like they're really like there's a heaviness, like they've just done so much. Some of them I feel like might be like coming down with some type of flu or cold, something like that. Like, 'cause it's a really heavy, like, down pulling energy. Like, they need a break. Like, they're like, oh my God, I need a break. And they just need something to lift them up. And when you take a hold of some of these burdens and take care of them for them, I don't even feel like it's that much of a burden for you. I feel like it's not a big deal for you to help out. I don't feel like you're like, oh my God, I gotta help out with this. I don't feel like that's at all how you are. I feel like you get right in there and do it. And to you, it's really not a big deal. You're happy to help. This makes a big difference for them. The moon with the lovers, it's going to depend on your situation. I feel like going two different ways. Either they're out there kind of dating, or it seems like they're dating, but it's just kind of like they're hanging out with a friend. It may be a date technically, but it's pretty much a friendship to them. Or it's the reverse. They're telling you they're hanging out with friends, and they're going on a date, but they want to keep it on the side for now. For right now, they're not sure exactly where it's going, so until something becomes of it, they're not really announcing it to anybody. So depending on your situation, just kind of take it as it comes. I'm not really getting anything bad. I feel like this situation is very good for them. You helping them is very good for them, and I feel like you're very okay with that, at least on the surface level. It's very interesting because it's a very interesting situation. As we go forward, we're getting double cards. As you see, these two kind of matched up. This is how they came out. This is how I laid them down. And whenever I lay a card down, how they are in the spread makes a difference, as well as what they are and what they're next to. In your line of succession, your next two places going towards the 30th, they're both double cards the same way. You have the 7 of air and the 9 of water for the next piece after you've helped out. In fact, you might be helping out for a while. I feel like it might be something you repeat for a few days or a couple weeks in kind of like a pattern situation, if that makes sense. Like every Thursday and Tuesday, or every Tuesday you do a certain thing for them to make things work out. Either it's get groceries, watch somebody, take care of a certain errand, it's something like that. And I almost feel like you feel like I feel like we have it's the 7 of air and the 9 of water. I almost feel like you think it's not really that big a deal. Like I almost feel like in some cases you might think you're not really doing that much. And you're more than happy to do that, what they need, but it's definitely having a good effect. I feel like the way you're looking at it is it's not a big deal. Whatever it is you're doing to help out, to you it's not a big deal. That's kind of what I'm getting. And it's almost like in your mind, it's not even something that needs to be done, in a sense. This is also kind of coming through for the situation at hand, when this other person is like hanging out with friends and it's actually more, or they're telling you they're going on a date and it's just friends. I feel like you're thinking whatever they're doing, it's not going to go anywhere, but it's fine because they're having a good time and you're okay with that. It kind of goes through a couple different levels. These double card things can go a couple different ways, especially with a general read. I feel like, again, it's something that it doesn't bother you, but you're just kind of thinking either it's not something that needs to be done, or you're seeing what they're going through and you're just like, it's not going to go anywhere, but if you're enjoying yourself, enjoy yourself, whatever. That's kind of what I'm feeling. As we go through to the 30th. We have the Mother of Earth with the 4 of water, which you can see it says abundance below 4 of water. I'm getting like a deep emotional connection with this person. I feel like as this goes forward, that situation with the other person, like if they're hanging out with friends and it's actually more, or if it's they're saying they're hanging out with friends. Yeah, how would I say that? You know what I mean? If they say they're going on a date and it's not a date, it's actually just hanging out with friends, or vice versa. They tell you they're going out with friends, they're actually going on a date. Either way, I feel like you need to talk and you need to say what you're seeing and how you're feeling about it. Because I feel like you're noticing. I don't think they realize how much you're noticing. A lot of times people do this, where they feel like they can keep things to the side and not make a big deal of things and just let things pan out and nobody will be the wiser, as long as they, keep their P's and Q's to themselves. But per normal, when somebody's close or somebody means something to you, you notice little differences, little things about how they're acting. And I feel like when you see certain changes or certain things going on in the person's life that you're helping out, you're going to have some questions, and I feel like it's just concern. You just want to make sure things are going to work out. I do feel like things are good for them. Whatever road they're taking, whether it's just friends, whether it's something more, I feel like it's kind of in their court where they want to go. Whichever way they're going, they're content, and that's where they want to go. But I feel like when you're looking at it from the outside, you're concerned that maybe they're thinking one thing and you're seeing something else, and you're just afraid they're going to have their feelings hurt. So it's kind of concerning you. If it's someone that you know, if you have a mutual friend who also understands and sees what's happening, you might want to run it by that friend first, and in a nice way, just like, oh, I see this going on. What do you think? Like, I just don't want so and so to get hurt. Blah blah blah, and you can just kind of bounce it off like a soundboard situation. But I do feel like talking with that person directly at some point is a good idea, just so you can understand where they are, because I feel like that's all it is. Is once you understand where they are, it'll be fine. You just need to understand where they are in the situation. So as a quick recap, the help you're providing is a great thing. I really feel like it's not a big deal for you, but it helps them tremendously. I really feel like they have a heaviness on them where they feel like they're overtaxed. I really feel that strongly. Your help, even though it may seem like it's not much to you, makes a big difference, Sometimes just the fact that somebody will help can lift a lot of burdens off of a person, just because it just shows how much you care. Even though it could be just like a little thing like dropping mail off at the post office, but the fact that you did that for them means the world to them, and it really lifts their spirits. So I'm just going forward, keep that in mind. Whatever they're doing in the social sense, hanging out with friends, something a little more, it's a good thing for them. I do feel like they are aware of where they're going, and they are choosing where they are going. It may seem a little off to you, and definitely you want to speak with them closer to the 30th. I feel like once you're sure what's happening around there, or you're really starting to question, if you just talk with them nicely, just let them know how much you care, you just want to make sure they're okay, I feel like they'll kind of let you know, at least in a roundabout way, where they are and where they're headed. And once you feel like the situation is going the way they want it to go, I feel like you'll be okay with it and things will be fine. As always, feel free to leave me a comment. I'd love to know how these affect people. Also, if you want a reading directly from me, go ahead, shoot me an email, james4astral@gmail.com, james4astral@gmail.com. Thank you very much for watching.